Good evening. It is Saturday, August 15th, here on Nantucket Island, Massachusetts, United States, North America. We are at the Nantucket Atheneum this evening, which is the old Greek term for what people would call a library, although it performs even more functions than a library because it truly is a cultural center. It is one of my favorite places on this planet. And we have migrated from one of my other favorite places, Belvedere Beach, which is only a few miles away and another world. We're having a storm here with strong winds from the north. It's much cooler, and it was raining a bit, so we've decided to do this. And this is a precursor to what's going to happen in the autumn, where we're going to be doing a lot more of this and a lot less on the beach. And the other thing I want to mention before I go into my talk is, if these topics interest you, philosophy, history, politics, science, healthcare, etc., then please subscribe to our channel, which is called Philosophy Pop-Up Workshop. The talk this evening, again, is going to be on politics. This time it is not going to be addressed to Bernie Sanders followers. It's going to be more general. And the timing is superb because we're here at the Atheneum and they are doing a voter registration drive, which is actually very important because, of course, we have primaries in many states where we're deciding senators and other offices before we have the national election on November 3rd. So I'd like to show you, while we're here, I'm going to step down and we're going to take a look at what the librarians have done for the public good. They've set up two boards. This is the first one. They show that the primary is coming up September 1st in just a little over 2 weeks. Things are really heating up here. And by the way, we have a Senate race, which is absolutely neck and neck right now. As we speak, it's dead even in the polls. And you have one of the Kennedys running, and he's very young, and he's running against a very long-term Senator Markey, who is nearly twice his age. He's in his mid-70s, and he's running again. And it will be very interesting to see how that comes out. In any case, they explain the date, what people need to do if they're voting early, where they can go, and the key thing is the voter registration deadline. It's only a few days away. For anyone, please, if you are actually qualified to register in Massachusetts, if you are a citizen, please go and register and then vote. And I would also remind people, in the 2016 election, as I mentioned somewhat in my previous video, but there are added details. We had over 100 million Americans who did not vote, who were registered, and that I needed to add. We also had 51 million Americans who were eligible to be registered who weren't registered. That's almost the number of supporters for the Republican Party, which was maybe 63 million versus 51 million who simply did not bother registering, let alone voting. So it is critical that people do this, and it is important simply as an exercise of conscience in Massachusetts. Yes, your vote may not matter in the same way that it does in swing states. It may not matter the way that it would in Florida or in Michigan, or depending on the election cycle and the year. Florida, every election is critically important, and it has been since 2000. I mean, Bush won and he won again on the Florida vote, for example. Okay, let me show you the other board. A lot of the rest of this is about the history of women being eligible to vote, which only came up 100 years ago. Prior to 1920, women could not vote in the United States. They also have suffrage, which means the ability to vote in Spanish. Hispanic women in the fight for the 19th Amendment in New Mexico, they have more detailed. Okay, black voting and the civil rights activists, Native American. So they've done this in great, great detail. And it's the perfect timing for this. And again, as you can see, the deadline is the 22nd. It's coming up. So please, if you are eligible, please do it, and we will talk again. All the best, and God bless.